Good round off? Yes.
Okay, thank you all very much for your patience. And thank you to everybody that spoke, and I think y'all left, so. I'm off of that. That's everything. Moving on to the superintendent's report.
All right. Turn the microphone on. Thank you very much. As far as we don't have any reports available for this meeting on the board reports from March. Some financials were, I think, provided to you, and we'll report on that at the next meeting. And so I guess we'll go on to the construction report. If Mr. Perry does not mind giving an update currently on where we are on the Lewisville High School in 9th and 10th grade construction.
Thank you, Dr. Bill. Absolutely. Projects are on time and on budget. We're scheduled to complete phase 1 of the main campus at LHS by August of this year. And what we're currently calling our 9th and 10th grade campus on the south is scheduled to be completed by June of this year.
Any board members have any questions for Mr. Perry?
Just a real quick one. Michael, a question I keep getting all the time is what construction will be going on while the students are in class next year at the main campus?
Mr. Knapp, that's our phase 2 of that project. That is the rebuild of basically the administration areas, which will sit over the existing gyms. We'll tear down the existing gyms once we have the new ones open. We will rebuild the library and the remainder of the classroom spaces, which is our 3rd floor, and the renovation of our 1998 edition will happen this summer.
One question. Did I see that building, 9th, 10th grade center, the capacity was only 1,200?
Yes, ma'am. That's the current.
It looks so large that when I read that, I thought, wow, I can't wait to get in there. Rooms must be big.
It's a beautiful facility. We'd love to take you on a tour. We're very proud of it. It's a great looking facility. Mrs. Gregg, that is a phase 1. There is room for additions, but that is a full-size cafeteria. It's our full-size athletic spaces, full-size fine art spaces as well. We'd love to take you on a tour sometime.
I have a complaint about the picture that's on the front of the construction report myself.
I would like to commend the picture that's on the front of it, because I think that it shows your willingness to do whatever it takes to get the job done. You're willing to roll up your blue jeans.
Roll up his blue jeans.
You notice the shirt he's wearing.
He's wearing a Purdue shirt. It should be an LISD shirt, by the way, but it's okay. Make sure you do that right next time. Thank you.
Mrs. Latham, they weren't digging fast enough.
I saw that, and I'm glad you stepped up. Thank you. Even if you were wearing a Purdue shirt.
Okay. Moving on to the facilities report.
Okay, our board, are there any questions regarding the facilities report? All right. Then technology. Any questions regarding the technology report? Well, Mr. Veal, I guess you lucked out on that.
No, he did not.
Oh.
Mr. Beal, would you please tell us an update on the data warehouse project? We can't hear you. Sorry.
Data warehouse project we're still working on. We've got a consultant in that's working with us on that project, and it's moving forward.
What is our projected completion date?
The projected completion date has not completely been determined yet, because we're trying to determine that from the work that we're doing now, so I can't really give you that.
Okay. Do we have a project plan?
Yes, there is a plan in place. We've already had to change it a couple of times, so I'm reevaluating that timeline right now.
Thank you.
And if there's no other questions on the technology report, I'd like to invite Sam Russell to give a overview on TRS Active Care.
This will be real short. TRS Active Care has raised the rates for the 2011-2012 rate plan year by 9.5%. The presentation at the TRS Board of Trustees meeting actually indicated they needed a 18.9% rate increase. So they mirrored, they kind of, part of it's going to be rate increase, which is 9.5, and part of it's going to be plan changes, such as deductible changes and copay changes and other types of changes to the plan. So our employees are going to have a 9.5 rate increase plus the $17 that you approved last year for 1 year only. That'll go back to the employees also as of 9/1.
Any questions?
Can you clarify that? What did we approve last year for 1 year only?
Last July, at the board meeting, as part of the memo I get for the board meeting, we approved a $17 increase to the district contribution for 1 year only. So that $17 to the district contribution will then come back to the employees starting 9/1.
Just point of order. Chris, I'm having trouble hearing you. Is it Mike? Okay.
I'm as close as I, almost as
That's
close
better.
as I, now I'm as close as I can get to it. Can I get any closer to it? I don't think I can get any closer to it. I'm sorry.
Now nobody's going to use the mic anymore.
Yeah, nobody. Glad, I'm sorry. All right.
Okay, that ends the board reports and superintendent report. Moving on to the action items. We have a report from our policy committee chair, Ms. Latham.
Thank you, Ms. Kyer. The agenda, as it's written, is a little, well, there's just some errors. The policy committee met on February 12th and also on March 1st to review and discuss TASB policy update 89, as well as a few other policies submitted by staff. TASB 89 addressed a number of legal and local policies. The policy committee staff reviewed the local policies. Within those policies that TASB 89 was updating was what they called Series E. All of these policies, and I'll read them off, we did not review because the staff requested additional time to review those, make some revisions before we brought them to the next board meeting. So, Ms. Kyer, if we could take EHDB local, which deals with alternative methods for earning credit, EHDC local, alternative methods for earning credit by examination without prior instruction, and EHDD and EHDE. That is really hard to get.
Actually, it might be easier if you just say on the board center.
Let's do
letter 1A.
Yes. So under 1A, we need to strike number 2, 3, 4 from this month's agenda. No, not 5. We talked about FD local.
Okay. I was notified that 5 too, but that's all right.
Okay. So those policies that start with E will bring back to you in the next board meeting, once the staff's been able to review them and revise them.
Okay, so your motion is
I'm not
to...
done yet.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to keep it in order. It's because it got very confusing on the agenda here. The committee and the staff did review policy FD local, which dealt with admissions, CKB local, safety program, risk management, accident prevention, and reports of the TASB 89, and are recommending board approval for that. Other policies not included in policy update 89 that were reviewed and are being recommended for board approval are DAB local, which deals with employment objectives, objective criteria for personnel decisions. Revisions included minor language changes. And policy DEC local, compensation and benefits, leaves and absences. Revisions include clarifying language on employee leave. The committee and staff have been conducting an extensive review of policy DED local, which deals with compensation benefits, leaves and absences. Current district policy is silent on year-round employees accruing vacation days. Institutionalized district practice currently allowed for year-round employees to accrue 10 vacation days per year with no limits on the amount of vacation days that could be accrued. Mr. Bonner has presented several options to consider regarding employees' accrued vacation days. Issues such as how to go about setting the limits on the number of vacation days accrued, how and when to compensate employees for earned vacation were also noted. Okay, I skipped a line. Issues such as how to set limits on the number of vacation days accrued, how and when to compensate employees for earned vacation accrued, and the timeline for implementation were discussed. Mr. Bonner also noted what surrounding district policies were in regard to this same policy. And the policies in surrounding districts varied from no policy on accrual to a maximum of 40 days worth of vacation that could be accrued. Based on the policy committee's input as well as Dr. Waddell's insight, the staff was instructed to refine the proposed policy, seek TASB legal advice, review, and bring forward policy options at our next board meeting in April. So the policy committee will be meeting at least one more time before then. The committee will also review it at its next meeting administration regulations regarding electronic communication with students. So, in summary, the policy committee recommends approval for TASB Update 89, specifically CKB local and FD local, as well as policy DAB local and DEC local. Sorry that was so long, but this group's really been working hard and I appreciate their help.
Okay, that's a committee motion,
Yes, ma'am.
so there's need no second and really no discussion. All in favor? I'm sorry? Do you have a question? No. Oh, okay, that's what I thought. Do you have any discussions? No? Okay. All in favor of the motion by the policy committee? All in favor? And for the, do we need a motion, Mr. Ferguson, to pull the other ones, or or that's a committee recommendation? Okay, great. Glad to hear it. Moving on to purchasing.